guys, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to do a sort of chit chat get ready with me video. I don't know why I said a sort of chit chat get ready with me, because I am getting ready for something and I am super chit chatty. So it's just basically a chit chatty get ready with me. The look I came up with is this one, which is fairly natural, but with a little bit of glitter, a little bit of glam. I love this look. I love the kind of dewy skin that goes with it. So basically the purpose of this video is going to be to explain to you guys kind of where I've been, what's been going on, why there wasn't a video this past week. It's nothing overly dramatic or as dramatic as I'm making it out to be, but I do feel like I owe you guys an explanation for that. So go ahead, grab your makeup, let's get ready together. Let's get ready to slap it on your face and talk. So right now I just have all of my skincare on. I have my sunblock on. I've let that kind of soak in and it is nice and hydrated and plump like. I'm gonna start with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I've been using this a lot since I got it. You guys might have seen my Sephora haul, and if not, I'm gonna link it right up here. I'm still getting used to it. I'm gonna be doing a full review on all the products that I bought during the Sephora BIB sale, letting you know my thoughts and how I'm feeling about them now. Stay tuned, it's coming. So you might already hear it in my voice, but I am sick. I've been sick for over a week now and it sucks a whole lot. It's definitely just a sinus infection, but it's one that got really, really bad. When I first started feeling like crap, it was to the point where like anytime I would try to swallow, it was like shards of glass in my throat. And I was pretty upset by that. So I went to Patient First around here and I told them what was up, and she was like, oh, well, do you have allergies? And I said, yeah, I have allergies, but this definitely doesn't feel like allergies. And she goes, it's allergies. I was like, oh, okay, fuck my drag, right? And she sent me home, and whatever, that's fine. It had only been a few days that I'd been feeling like crap, so I don't necessarily blame her. But 4 days later, when I just wanted to curl up into a ball and die, I went back to a different Patient First and they were like, oh, this is a sinus infection. I was like, but I mean, finally got antibiotics on Sunday. I'm filming this on a Wednesday, so I mean, it's good. I'm getting better. I'm almost there. Like, this is actually the best I've felt in a week. Before I do my foundation, I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I've just been using this kind of on the high points of my face. You can use this just all over, but I don't know. I'm testing out all sorts of different methods with this and applying everything with my hands, apparently. I've been sleeping on my couch every night because it's the only way I can kind of sit straight up, because the second I start to lay down, I start coughing and can't stop. I'm hoping that tonight will be the first night in a week that I can sleep in my own damn bed. I tried last night and it didn't go so well, so. This does give my skin a nice dewiness. Again, this is one that I'm kind of on the fence about, but I mean, if you see here, like, it's kind of nice. For foundation, you guys already know I'm going in with the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation, and I've been applying this with my hands. I used to use a beauty blender for this, and I just I wasn't loving it, and then, you know, I tried brushes and things like that. Wasn't loving that either. And then I watched Drew Barrymore apply it with her hands and mind blown. Personally, I feel like it gives the smoothest finish. I just kind of first pat it into my skin and then blend it out. It just gives this gorgeous luminosity to your skin, and the coverage is beautiful. I love this foundation. I feel like this is the first get ready with me I've ever done where I'm actually getting ready for something. I'm getting ready for work, which doesn't sound like a big deal because, you know, whatever, I'm going to work, but let me tell you why it's kind of a big deal for me. So if you follow me at all on Instagram, you might have seen in my stories or whatever that I've been talking a lot about anxiety lately and also mentioning life changes, things like that. This is not gonna sound like a big deal to anybody who has never experienced anxiety. I have to admit, if you've never experienced actual anxiety, and I'm not just talking like, oh, I'm nervous about this, I'm talking about anxiety, damn, I envy you. The beginning of this year, I wanna say it was February or so, I was contacted by a recruiter who suggested, you know, hey, I have this job opening that might be a good fit for you. And I wasn't really looking because, you know, I was pretty happy in my current job and everything like that, but, you know, it's an opportunity, so I wanted to at least hear it out. And when she explained the opportunity to me, I was like, well, damn, that's actually a pretty good opportunity. There were some things about it that were a definite turn off, like the location of the office and things like that, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but right now, My job is in Baltimore City, and I work in this area of town. If you've ever been to Baltimore City, the area of town is called Hamden. It's really quirky and weird, and it's got like tons of restaurants and tons of boutiques and just like crazy people all the time, and I love it. Like I just love it. It's very blooming and blossoming. I don't know the words for it. But it's a really cool place to be. Never any shortage of lunch options, and which, when you get to be my age, things like lunch options are real exciting. But anyway, wow, that's too much. This other place is in not the middle of nowhere per se, but it's definitely not in a blossoming, city area kind of thing. It's, more conservative, etc., etc. Okay, so no big deal, right? I, decide to turn in my resume because the recruiter suggested it. I'm like, why the hell not? She calls me back shortly after I sent my resume, and she's like, hey, so they want to have an on-phone interview with you. Again, I'm like, why the hell not? Couldn't hurt, right? I lied. It wasn't an on-the-phone interview. It was so funny because what it was this interview where you had to do a video recording through this program they had of you answering questions on the fly. So it was a video interview, but you didn't know what the questions were going to be ahead of time. It was interesting because they kept saying, look directly into the camera. And my first thought was, for normal people, this would probably be so awkward because also you could see yourself on the screen as you were doing this interview. And I could picture normal people locking up immediately because you're seeing yourself. How weird is that? Except that I do that every single week for YouTube. I want this thing, like you guys can't see it, but right below the camera, right here, is a screen that I watch myself on to make sure, I'm in focus and everything like that. Obviously it doesn't help all the time because I definitely go out of focus. You get the drift. As I'm doing this, I'm like, hey, maybe I have kind of a leg up because I know I can look directly into the camera and I can be confident about that and I can answer questions and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it went pretty well. After about a month, they contacted me and said, we want to bring you for an in-person interview. Okay, this is moving a little further than I thought it would. By the way, if I'm forgetting to tell you products that I'm using, everything's gonna be listed down below, but this is just the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Liquid in Opal, and I'm just putting this, again, on the high points of my face. I am layering a lot of cream products today. I like it. So anyway, the in-person went really well, and I actually wound up getting an offer shortly thereafter. And let me tell you, it was a really, really good offer. Like substantial pay raise, benefits, the whole 9 yards, things like that. So of course, I did what, any normal person would do upon hearing this news, and I had a panic attack. And by I had a panic attack, I don't mean I went, oh my God, I'm so nervous, what do I do? I mean full-blown panic attack. Like can't think, can't sleep, I just nervous at all times, crying, not knowing what to do, and I couldn't figure out why I was feeling this way. A new job should be really exciting, right? I mean, yes, this was gonna be a big change, but at the same time, like, it should be an exciting thing. It shouldn't be a nerve-wracking thing. This shouldn't send me into a panic attack, so I thought, it was bad. It was really bad for like a week at a time. I even pushed it off and said, can I let you know a little bit later? Can I let you know a little bit later? So finally, I actually turned the job down. And when I did, you would think, again, that would be like a release. Okay, the decision has been made. We're all good now. Nope, that sent me into a worse panic attack. Crying, freaking out, thinking, not necessarily did I make the wrong decision, but something didn't feel right, and I was losing my shit. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so we can do the eyes, and I'll just keep talking more. I was having that crazy panic attack, but then it started to wane a little bit until they all started calling me from this new company, and they said, can we please try to change your mind? And they were kind of pursuing me hard, which is not something I'm used to, but they were definitely pursuing me. They brought me into the office, they had me meet the team, they showed me where my desk would be, things like that, just to see if they could do anything to kind of sway me in a different direction. Again, I was torn. I thought I had made my decision, and I was so torn. And I knew that like the biggest thing holding me back was just fear. It was fear of the unknown. It was fear of change. It was fear. It was just pure fear. And then I had another series of panic attacks. Pretty bad this time again. One of them was to a really bad point, and I've only had a couple of really bad panic attacks in my life, and this was definitely one of them. I do have to say, holy crap, I am so thankful for my husband who, to all those people who stand by those with anxiety or panic attacks or depression, and you don't have the same, but you stand by them. I mean, kudos to you. You're like the real MVP here because we're not easy people to deal with. After a little bit again, I said, you know what? No, and I turned them down again. And then after that was the worst of the anxiety, the worst of the depression. I cried myself to sleep and just, again, didn't feel right. This whole situation was just a back and forth of emotions at all times. Like, yes, I want this. And then I'm like, no, I don't. Yes, I do. Yes, but basically, welcome to my head of what goes on inside this noggin at all times. Oh, for eyeshadow, I'm using this. And if you saw my last video, you know why I'm not going to open it to show you the colors right now or hold it up to the screen. That was a shit show. I gave it some more thought. And what's weird is I took a weekend on it and I didn't talk about it to anyone. I didn't say anything. But at the end of that weekend, I was like, you know what? If they're gonna take me, I'm gonna see if I can accept this job, even though I've turned it down twice. I called them and I basically said, hey, I think I might have made a mistake, yada, yada, yada. If you consider it, I would like to reconsider taking the position. And they said, hey, funny story. The person who was doing all the hiring for that position is no longer with us. And now all positions are on hold. But hey, if it pops up again at some point in the future, we'll give you a call. And I was like, oh, well, wow, all right. So then I calmed down. All was well, right? Nope, not all well. They called me back about a little less than a month ago and they said, hey, the position is open. We want you to speak with the new person. Long story short, even though this is already a really long story, spoke with the new person. They loved me. They offered me the position again and I accepted it. And it's scary. I actually start this on Monday, which is the day you guys are gonna be watching this. So it's gonna be my first day at work. Go ahead in the comments down below and wish me a good first day at work because I'm sure I'm gonna probably be a mess. It's hard because any other time I've left a job, it's been because I was miserable at the current job I was at. I'm not miserable at the current job that I'm at right now, even though I only have a few days left, but I'm not miserable. Yes, there are definitely some things that I don't like, and the reason I'm making this switch is so I can be doing more of what I like. I'm gonna be doing only social media management. If you guys didn't know, that's what I do for my full-time job. So I'm excited to be getting back into that. It's a massive change. It's a massive change. Basically, at my current job, I can wear whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. Like, not I can do whatever I want, but if I want to have like a work from home day, I can work from home. If I have a doctor's appointment, it's not a big deal. I just show up when I show up kind of thing. And there's this level of casualness and this level of trust and things like that. This new gig is definitely gonna be a lot more buttoned up. It's business casual wear, so I had to go out and buy a whole bunch of new clothes. My makeup is definitely gonna be toned down, which is why I'm taking this opportunity to have a little fun with my makeup today. But I am nervous. I'm really nervous. It's kind of a scary prospect for me. Change in general is something that's a little more scary for me than it should be, I feel like. But I think this is gonna be really good. I really do, and I am sorry that that sort of explains why I've been a little MIA here on YouTube, is because just the anxiety got to me. It really, really did. So sort of along that same line, when my anxiety was really at its worst, I decided, you know what? It's time. It's time for me to contact a therapist. I saw a therapist like when I was a kid, because my parents got divorced and they were like, oh, well, therapy is probably a good idea for these kids, blah, blah, blah. That didn't last long. I also saw a therapist for a bit, maybe 10 years ago. And that therapist was really not a good match for me. So I wound up not going back to her and not trying to find anyone new. But I was like, okay, it's definitely time. Something's got to be done. I can't feel like this anymore. So I had a bunch of friends recommend therapists to me, and a couple friends recommended this same therapist. And I was like, well, if a couple people are recommending them, they've got to be good. And I contacted them. And they took a week to get back to me, and it was very much like oh yeah, hey, just give me a call and we'll talk about it. So I called, and I was always leaving messages because they were never available, and I was like, well, that's not a great sign, but you know what, I can't expect someone to be at my beck and call when I've only, just called them for the first time kind of deal, except that they never called back. I called a few times, I left a few messages, and they just never called back. They never emailed back, because we even talked briefly via email. This is just to make an appointment. And granted, was I in crisis when I called? No, I was in panic attack mode. I was in severe anxiety mode, everything like that, but I wasn't in crisis. I was not suicidal, things like that, where, an immediate callback should have been required or anything like that. But I was a little annoyed that, looking for therapy to me is kind of a big deal. I haven't really done it before, so I was kind of proud of myself for reaching out, for making that first step, and then to get nothing back at all made me feel kind of shitty, I'm not gonna lie. And I know that all I really need to do is just find somebody else and call them, and the right person will be the right fit. This person just wouldn't have been a good fit for me. But still, it's just, I don't know. I was very frustrated. It did not leave a good taste in my mouth that this person did not contact me back. So, you know, there's that. But as far as good stuff to talk about in general, I did get a new job. You know, it's really, I think it's gonna be a really good step for me. It's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be very different because the travel is a lot more and things like that. But I think overall it's going to be good for me. It's gonna be a happier time for me. You know, it'll be good. I'll be able to do what I really wanna do, and I think I'm gonna feel a lot more fulfilled overall. Here's hoping. Can't talk and do liquid eyeliner at the same time. So other good things, in less than 2 weeks, oh my God, it's only like a week and a half away actually, I am going up to Canada for the first time. I am taking a trip with my mom, my aunt, and my cousin. Wow, lining the waterline while talking is also weird. And we are going to Toronto, and it's basically just like a long weekend, but I am super excited about it. I've been asking for recommendations all over the place, but if you guys have any recommendations for cool things to see, do, eat, or shop at, comment them down below. I would love to hear recommendations. Hi, Spooky. Do you want to say hi? If you guys have never seen her, this is my Spooky. Oh, look at you looking at the camera. She's about to be 16, so comment down below and say happy birthday, Spooky. Oh my God, you're so pretty. Love you. Now I have cat hair all over my face. Can you believe she's about to be 16? Because I kind of can't believe it. Last year we had a quinceañera for her, and we put a tiara on her and she hated it. Toronto, very, very excited. I think it's going to be a very fun time. I'm really looking forward to time with my family as well. I feel really lucky that I'm close enough with some family members to take a vacation with them. I don't know, I think it's gonna be awesome. There is one place that I wanna go, so I really enjoy poutine, and I am excited to really have my first actual Canadian poutine. There is apparently a place called, let me make sure I'm getting this right. So I had to look it up, and it is actually called Nom 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 Poutine. It was voted as some of the best poutine in Toronto apparently, and let's be honest, I just like the name. I want a t-shirt that just says Nom 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 on it, and they better have t-shirts. But we are also going to the tower. We're doing, you know, a view of the tower. Is it the CN Tower? CS Tower? TS Tower? We're going to the tower. Okay, I'm gonna hop off screen and I'm gonna do my hair something with this because I mean, as pretty of a look as this is, it's unnecessary. So that's it, you guys. I know this is a very simple look, but I really just wanted to take this time to sit and chat with you, let you know where I've been, let you know what's going on, and to let you know that I really hope that from here on out, things are gonna get better for me, which in turn, I hope gets better for my YouTube channel, and it makes me maybe more creative, makes me just, you know, got that fire back in me again. I also promised for my voice to not sound like this the next time I talk to you guys because this sucks. As always, you guys can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Those are all GlitterFallout. You genuinely are super rock stars, but in general, like, I love you guys so, so much. You've been super supportive, and I don't know, I freaking love you guys. That's it. I need to go take some more medicine and drink some tea. I wish I could go back to sleep, but I gotta go to work. So I will talk to you guys later. Mwah. Bye.